And Bonds hits one high. Hits it deep. It is out of here. 7:56. Bonds stands alone.
Now Booker with Tucker on him. Throws it up for 8. Shot blocked by Antetokounmpo. What a block from Giannis.
17 seconds from Game 7 or from championship number 6. Jordan, open, Chicago with the lead.
Minute remaining. And they're putting Curry in the pick and roll, trying to get him on Irving. Irving and Curry, one-on-one. Irving puts it up. It's good! Kyrie Irving from downtown!
We're sending it in, Jerome. That's for damn sure.
Oh, yes. What is up, everybody? Welcome to Tap Room Sports Podcast. I am your host, Jordan Stacks on Stacks, lads. Joined, as always, with my guys, Swerving Irvin Washington with a toothpick in his mouth, like Dusty Baker. And we got Mr. Big Ball and Ben Larson. Live and direct.
Here we go.
March Madness, first weekend. We're going to get to it. We're going to talk about it. We got some other stuff to talk about, some interesting stuff, some stuff I want to bring up. But before we get to that, fellas, as always, how we doing?
Doing good. Can't complain.
Nice.
I can complain. It's Sunday night. I got the Sunday scaries going into a long work week. That's every fucking weekend though.
Could be worse. You could have no job
rain.
to go into tomorrow.
That's true.
That would be terrible. We are being brought to you by the Sharps app, SHARPZ. Download it to your mobile device. Use it to track your bets. Become a better. Sharps app, promo code JORD517. It's free to download, free to use. Sharps app. Go get it. Especially if you didn't bet all the favorites this weekend. It'll show you should have probably bet all the favorites this weekend. But nonetheless, we move. So to kick off the show, first thing I really want to talk about is the biggest news that basically happened in the last few days, and that's the Ohtani situation. But I also kind of want to preface the conversation too with something that happened on ESPN this morning, where Reese Davis is hosting a show. I think it was Sports Center, and they have one of their quote unquote betting experts, and she gives one of her best bets of the day, and it actually ended up hitting. So I will give her credit on that. However, she gives her bet of the day, and Reese Davis says, "Oh, this is like risk free." You know what I mean? Like basically saying like, "Oh, go gamble. It's risk free." You know what I mean? And my thing is like, it's very dangerous for a media conglomerate such as ESPN, who also owns ESPN Bet, right? So they're partnered with Penn Gaming. Very dangerous to get into this situation here where you're telling millions of viewers that this is risk free. Because what if that bet didn't hit and you just told millions of people it's risk free, right? We're talking about, gambling can be a very dark place, dude. It can, like, people, it's an addiction for a lot of people. Like, they go on benders and they fucking lose and they lose and they lose, but they're so addicted that they keep burying themselves in a hole, and you can become bankrupt. You can, Ben knows firsthand, like, Ben's told me a crazy story of something he knows, a family member in a poker game, right? And like shit like that can happen. And I'm not going to tell the story because I don't know if you want to share it, Ben. That's your prerogative if you want to.
Oh yeah.
But it's dangerous. It's very dangerous for a media conglomerate such as ESPN to use this kind of language to people. And there's like, let's remember, there's probably 18, or 21-year-old. I don't know. Is it legal to bet at 18 in these other states, or do you have to be 21? I don't even know.
It's 18 in California, so
I should probably know that. But basically even 21-year-olds nowadays are like basically still kids. And you're telling these kids, oh, this is risk free, come gamble your money away, especially as a college kid. You don't have that much money, you know what I mean? And I just think it's dangerous. So I kind of want to open this up and then kind of bring the Ohtani situation into it, because I do think that it is an important conversation to be had. And I do think that something needs to be done. And there needs to be something done by the government. Like, the government has to step in and put some rules and regulations on these companies or something. They got to do something, especially because DraftKings and FanDuel, the same game parlays that they always be pushing, right? Those fucking never hit, and they have terrible fucking odds.
So out of all the states that has online sports betting, everyone is 21 except for Kentucky, New Hampshire, Rhode Island, Washington, D.C., and Wyoming.
Interesting.
What was in California?
Everybody else, California is 21 now.
But California doesn't have gambling either. They only have private
you only have private
Prize Picks, right?
Prize Picks, and you got to go to the casinos to gamble.
But Indian casinos, they don't do sports betting, do they?
Yeah, they haven't did it yet. Yeah,
but you could go on buy scratchers and shit like that. I guess lotto isn't the same as gambling though, right?
Let me see. I think the lotto you got to be 21 now too.
Oh, really?
Wouldn't that change?
No. I think you got to be 18. I think.
Yeah. Isn't that gambling as well?
Yeah, I mean,
but because
yeah.
it pays the state government, then
yeah, they don't care.
they don't care. They yeah.
Yeah, you only got to be 18.
Yeah. Well, I mean, legalized gambling, it's taxed too, so the government's making a chunk of it. But definitely has to be something done. So, what is your guys' thoughts on this on these media companies that are adapting to sports betting, and then how is it? Can we control it to a point where it's we're not shoving it down people's throats as a risk-free investment?
Well, I think that's the problem, is that they want to shove it down their throats because that's how they make their money.
Yep.
And the benefit of a better with low knowledge, or someone saying it's so easy to go bet, so easy to throw away your money, that's just more in their pocket. So I don't think we're ever going to see a place where there are going to be restrictions on this other than age, because they're putting on that you're an adult, you can make a decision for yourself, and part of that is a decision with your money. And the government's going to benefit on if you go bankrupt, the company that you go bankrupt with is going to benefit from it. So I don't think they're ever going to see any restrictions put on that. And with the amount of money that they're probably funneling into the government's pocket, we're never going to see it. That's why we don't see laws and regulations against insider trading. We don't see it against, or at least against the politicians within insider trading, within tobacco, within firearms, within gambling is just going to be the next one.
That's a good point. What do you think, Irv?
Ben hit it on the head. What they can do is not just promote gambling and shove gambling down people's faces and odds and numbers and all this. Always remind people first and foremost that you can't gamble what you can't afford to lose, because that's when it's not fun anymore. It becomes a problem, and it can fuck up your livelihood. It can fuck up your life, and if you gambling with the wrong people, it could be the end of your life. Yep. So if you are going to be out there gambling, you should never go through illegal bookies or people that's not professionals. Because if you start gambling with a bookie and your ass don't pay, and you start falling behind and don't pay that interest, bad things can happen. So always remember that gambling is fun, sports is fun, winning is amazing, but you only can bet what you can afford to lose, and it's always a risk. It's nothing ever guaranteed in gambling. I don't give a damn what you could be gambling on fucking curling or darts or bowling. Nothing's ever guaranteed, but don't ever let it get to the point where it's affecting your day-to-day life, and just keep it in moderation. Manage your bankrolls, and always remember that this can be an addiction like anything else.
Yep.
But this addiction involves money. So if you're losing all your money and not winning, it can fuck your life up. So let's try to keep this to fun and not life or death situations.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. And I don't know. I think that ESPN or like any media conglomerate that is giving picks away like that, they should always like show the person's record. You know what I mean? Just so like the viewer knows like if it's a losing bettor, which most of them actually are. They're not really good bettors. They just look good and they're on TV. You know, like let the public know like, hey, you know, this person's fucking down 1 million units. You know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't tail their bet. But I understand like why, because like, you know, I said 6 years ago, you know, Ben and I had a conversation about this. I was like, you know, the whole sports media world is going to revolve around sports gambling soon once it's like rolled out legally across more states. And every year we're getting more and more states that are legally rolling it out. So it's going to be the focal point of sports. Like that is not going to go away. But now it's just like ESPNs of the world, Fox Sports of the world. Like they just need to be responsible with how they're promoting it. Because if you're promoting it as a risk-free investment, dude, and you're telling your viewers that things can get very dark. Very dark. But with that being said, you know, this is obviously the way it's going to go. And, you know, as someone that's a bettor, like, I enjoy when the broadcast is like, you know, a meaningless fucking basket. They're like, oh, that means something for somebody. You know what I mean? I enjoy little tidbits like that and stuff. So I don't really mind all that. But it's going to be interesting how it's going to be going forward. But now I want to tie this into the Ohtani story and where we think this is going to go from here, because obviously it's a lot of he said, she said right now. MLB is going to be starting an investigation. But for those living under a rock, it was found out that Ohtani wired money, lots of it, to an illegal bookie who's under federal investigation right now. And basically, first he said, or his people said, he was paying off his interpreters.
No, his people never said anything. Ipe was talking to ESPN over in Seoul, and he leaked. He said the story that he Ohtani paid off his debts. He was fell into a gambling addiction, and Ohtani made the transfers totaling where 4.5 million to pay off his debts. And then the next day, when they was gonna run the story and all this other stuff, that's when Shohei and his people got wind of it, and Shohei said, "I don't know what the fuck he's talking about," and that's when the whole investigation, whatever, looking into it started. He gets fired, and now we have this situation.
No, Ohtani's camp came out and said that it was a transfer to cover that. So it was Ohtani's own people that said that they had transferred.
That's what I thought. I read
the funds. Yeah. And then the lawyer came in and said, no, you can't say that. And then now it's massive fraud and that it was, massive theft.
Yeah.
And that Ohtani's been a victim of this.
So he went to whoever controls Ohtani's money and said transfer that money, and Ohtani said it was okay? Or that's what Ipe told him, or they didn't check with Ohtani, or I don't know.
No, they're just saying his people said first that Ohtani transferred the money to cover Ipe's gambling debts. But then when ESPN
only $1 million came out of Ohtani's account. He only has two wires totaling 500,000. Well, each one is totaling $1 million.
But either way, it's illegal
to
transfer money to a bookie. So when the camp or the lawyers got word of this, they said, no, you can't say that you did that. You now have to say that it was theft from your accounts going to that somebody other than you said, yes, you can transfer this money.
Yeah. I just find it just doesn't make sense that they would come out and say that, and then once the stories run, they would pull it back and say, "Oh, it's stolen." I mean, they obviously knew how it was going to look, and once people kind of dug into it more, I don't know. It's just none of it makes sense, to be honest. It's all doesn't make sense. And for one, like, I really don't give a shit if a player is betting on sports that isn't their sports. I could care less. You know what I mean? To me, that's not an issue. That's like a player going and fucking playing blackjack at the casino. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like they have the right to do whatever they want with their money on their time. You know, I just think that, like, in perspective, like, this is it looks bad, dude. And we know MLB is gonna do everything they can to cover it up because Ohtani is their fucking cash cow. Similar to how the NBA covered up Michael Jordan's gambling problem, right?
Yeah.
So I don't expect much to come out of the investigation other than they'll probably tell us, oh yeah, he did steal the money. You know what I mean? Like, we'll never know the truth until like 30 years when they make a fucking documentary about it. Once he's done playing.
And I just wonder, like, how many, if this was another player, would, like, Ohtani is going to be playing during this investigation.
Yeah,
if it was any other player, would they be on the commissioner's list where
Probably.
they're still getting paid, but they're not able to play the game?
No, because they would have to see, because basically illegal sports betting is a crime. So if they had any evidence or thought that Ohtani engaged in illegal sports betting with that bookie, then that's when you can open it up to him being put on a commissioner list, pending a review, or pending review or suspension or investigation or whatever. Right now, they're looking into it, but Ohtani is not the focus of any of their investigations. Only reason why his name came up because the wires came from his account, but the IRS said they're not investigating him, or the FBI. The bookie and his lawyer already came out and said they never dealt with Ohtani. They only dealt with Ipe. But the bookie did say he was telling folks that Ohtani, it was his client to get more clients, of course. So, of course, you're going to parlay that into all type of money because they said the motherfucker was making like millions of dollars a month. So,
oh yeah, I mean he was dealing with big
They're
money
not
bettors.
they're not going to give Ipe a fucking $4.5 million bankroll if he's not, doesn't have Shohei behind him. So
Yeah, no chance.
but that's mainly what it is. So, we'll see. I don't think much gonna come of it. And like we said, if he did do it, then we're not gonna find out till shit after his career is probably over. So,
Oh yeah, no, we'll never know the actual truth of this for a very, very, very long time.
and it's no way baseball is gonna fuck off their cash cow. So,
Nope.
dude is opening up new markets where this game probably ain't never going besides a World Baseball Classic game. You got the Dodgers kicking off their season in Korea now, and next year we kicking off our season in Japan.
Yeah, no, I don't expect anything to happen. I didn't expect anything to happen when the story first broke. It just is what it is, and MLB fucking they were quick to cover it up as best they could.
Yeah.
It's just a bad look for MLB when you're going into opening day and your fucking biggest story is your star player fucking wiring money to an illegal bookie.
Shit, Shohei, you can make a mistake and wire me some money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's just like, even if Ipe was like, is the like the scapegoat.
Oh, he's
like,
definitely
he's gonna be making millions upon millions of that 700.
Oh yeah.
For the whole life, probably his whole life and the whole length of the contract. That's for damn sure,
bro. Damn well Ohtani's like, bro, you're gonna take the fall for this, and I'm gonna take care of you, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it is what it is. All right. Sorry, buddy. That's what you're here for.
Yeah, the optics look bad, but all his teammates, everybody else say he don't even pay attention to other sports. So why would he bet on shit that he don't pay attention to?
I mean, the best bettors in the world sometimes don't even fucking pay attention to sports.
He don't even know how to throw a fucking football. So why would he bet on football?
They just look at numbers, dude, and math. It's all a math problem.
Now him at a blackjack or a roulette table or baccarat.
And to be honest, he's $4.5 million in the hole, dude. So it's not like he was good. At
Yeah, he's not a good better.
So I'm like, so what? No, but that popping up made me go back and look into how much some athletes have lost gambling, and that shit is crazy.
Yeah, but I mean, they're rich, dude.
No, like some athletes, like when Antoine Walker.
Oh, dude, yeah, he went like fucking dead broke.
Yeah, Vin Baker.
But that's the thing is, like, when you're making that
kind
of
gamble,
money,
don't drink. This dude used to get sloppy drunk, then go to the casino.
Yep.
Vin Baker, it just lose millions of dollars at a time.
Oh, I mean, Mike did it too. He used to get
but
faded.
Michael Jordan always had a fallback plan. He got a lifetime shoe deal with Nike, and he made. He's Michael Jordan, so.
Yeah, but I mean, like, that's what I'm saying. Like with the gambling addiction, dude. Like, some
Charles
dudes are like
Barkley.
legit addicted to fucking gambling, where they're like, you know, they'll
Like
gamble
Phil
on
Nickerson,
anything.
that motherfucker said he placed 280 something bets in one day.
Yeah, dude, and on baseball, bro. There's not even 80 games, dude. What are you betting on? Fucking 80 bets, dude.
He was betting unders, overs, run lines,
Fucking first five. Fucking
live bets.
6 bets a game and shit, dude. Like,
Yeah.
dude, what are you doing, bro?
Phil Nickerson was getting it in.
Fucking shit's crazy, man. Fucking Michael Jordan was betting on fucking flipping quarters with the
Quarters.
security guard, dude.
That's your boy MJ.
He's
I'm glad it
ruthless.
wasn't no social media back when he was doing his gambling.
Oh my god, dude. Could you imagine fucking dude's got a game like 6 p.m. the next day at like in Utah and he's in Vegas and shit. People are taking pictures of him at 2 a.m. at the fucking craps table. Shit. All right, let's move into March Madness. We didn't really have much madness this weekend. Honestly, one of the most boring first weekends I can ever remember in college basketball. I think we had like 4 close games that were within a couple possessions. A ton of fucking blowouts. Favorites just cashing left and right. ATS and money line. Only one dog won outright the last 2 days. And that was Clemson. What else did we have? Now the last 2 days.
Oh, okay. Sorry. That was 3 days ago.
Yeah, I mean, underdog was 3 days ago, man.
We had
Oakland.
We had Oakland. They won outright. Yale beat Auburn outright. Those were big upsets.
Plus 625. It was beauty.
Man, I thought that Oakland was in Oakland. That shit is in Michigan.
Yeah, dude. What the
fuck?
fuck?
Yeah, no, it's not. Yeah.
Why Oakland don't got a university? They should have a university.
They do. It's called Cal Berkeley.
That's not Oakland, though.
I mean, it's like fucking literally a hops. Like, you walk down Telegraph Avenue and it's fucking right there.
Yep.
Ain't Stanford closer to Oakland and Cal Berkeley?
Nah.
No.
Stanford's on the
across
peninsula.
Yeah.
The Bay is the Bay is like a U.
Literally
dude.
like
the Bay's like a U, right? So Oakland is on the east side of it. San Francisco's on the west side, and then San Francisco's right here, and then Palo Alto's like down in the corner of the bottom of the Bay, and that's where Stanford is.
East Palo Alto. That's where O.J. Simpson from and Devontae Adams.
Yep. EPA is crazy. At one point, it had like the highest murder rate in the world or in the country, higher than Detroit and shit. EPA is wild.
not anymore.
It's crazy though because EPA and Palo Alto, like Palo Alto's like hella rich and shit. And like you just hop over the fucking bridge, and it used to just be like night and day difference, dude.
Yep. 101 was the divider.
Yep. Fucking crazy.
Yeah, the 101 freeway goes a long way.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it does. But what was your guys' thoughts on the weekend? What was your biggest surprises of anything?
My biggest surprises wasn't that many upset, wasn't that many dogs barking, it wasn't a lot of close games, the drama, it's win or go home. So it was just a lot of blowouts. This March Madness has been boring for me. I ain't really feeling this one. It was kind of like when UConn won it that year when they beat San Diego State with Kawhi and them, like that tournament didn't have much upsets and wasn't that eventful. So
Man, UConn was like a 6 seed in that tournament.
I know, but I'm saying it wasn't that eventful.
Bro, this has been like the most uneventful March Madness I can remember.
Yeah, but like we've talked about, like when you have these like major underdogs winning the conference tournaments,
Yeah.
like this is gonna happen because you have teams that shouldn't be there. I mean, not that they shouldn't be there, they earn their spot there, but there are a lot better teams even in their conference than these ones that came through, and they got hot for the tournament, their conference tournament, and got into the big dance. And these teams, the top probably 10 teams on this bracket, are going to dog walk them.
Yeah,
because they shouldn't really be there. They put a couple string of games together, but you can't, if you're not an elite team, you can't continue that pace forever.
Yeah.
And we're starting to see the teams that can continue that. So
yeah, I mean, I think that's definitely one thing. Like, I mentioned it last week. I said, I don't think there's going to be that many upsets in the first round, particularly because like a lot of these conference champions weren't the best team in that conference. So they just happened to get hot at the right time. And, once you get into this tournament and you play these teams that are just much more talented than you, like the difference obviously shows, and it showed in this tournament. I also think another thing is like the NIL and the transfer portal have like changed everything, right? Because now you're seeing these top teams, the teams that are like the best in the country, like they're getting the top mid majors transferring to their program. So like, the Dalton Connects of the world, the fucking Grant Nelsons, the Aaron Estradas, the Domasks of the world at Illinois, like these were all number one players on good mid-major teams last year, and now they're fucking on these stacked teams in the Power 5 at the Power 5 level. So we're just seeing like a whole nother level to the competition where these top teams, these Power 5, Power 6 teams are just so much better than the mid-majors now. And even Mountain West, dude, like, I thought the Mountain West got severely underseeded. Like, the fact that Boise State was a playing team is a fucking joke. But nonetheless, like, dude, the Mountain West, other than San Diego State, got fucking mollywopped in this tournament. Utah State did beat TCU, right? That was a great win for the conference. It actually fucking saved them from being a total laughingstock. But, then Utah State gets fucking, like, just barn burned today.
Yeah.
I mean, even Purdue's second stringers were fucking beat them by 20 points, dude. Like, the game was just out. They had no chance, bro. Like, they were just severely undermanned. And we're kind of seeing that difference in this tournament, dude. And I don't know if this is how it's going to be going forward, but I mean, if it is, Tom Izzo took a lot of flack for saying that they should change the structure to get more Power 5 teams in. And to be honest, he might be fucking right, dude. Like, as much as I hate to say it, because I love giving the mid-majors, their shine and their credit, it hasn't been a good look for them, dude. Like, they haven't competed at all, barring a few of these teams.
I still got 11 left, and 11 out of the 16.
Dude, you're better than me. I only got like 7.
The guy who doesn't know, you said it last week when we were doing the brackets. It's like, this could be a tournament where, the average non, college basketball fan could get better brackets.
I mean, it's like that every year.
Yeah.
I feel like the less filling out a bracket, the better it is. Because people that watch college basketball year round, we overthink fucking the bracket, and we try to find that one team that's gonna make a run, that's a Cinderella. And this year there really isn't anyone. And like, NC State's an 11 seed, but I mean, NC State's a Power 5 school. Like, they're not a true 11 seed.
They won the final score, the Lakers Pacers game tonight. No overtime.
160 to 170.
It was 145 to 150.
Damn.
Holy shit.
Dude, the Pacers just play so fucking fast, dude.
Man, it's crazy. I'm surprised the Lakers kept up.
Yeah. But I mean there was
Yeah.
there was a couple good games, dude.
Yeah, well,
The Colorado Marquette game today was fucking great.
Mm-hmm.
That was a great game. The Oregon Creighton game last night was really good until it got to overtime, and Oregon only had 7 players playing the whole game, and they just absolutely ran out of gas, dude. Like in the second OT, they just couldn't do anything. Unfortunately, the Texas Tennessee game was pretty solid yesterday. But man, there's just a lot of fucking blowouts. The Duquesne BYU game was really good on the first day. That was a fun one.
I mean, Houston, Texas A&M was pretty good today.
yeah, that was today. Yeah,
Yeah.
the Lakers have 4 guys scored 25 points or more.
It's crazy. Too bad the Lakers aren't in the NCAA tournament, huh?
Florida,
Shit.
Colorado.
If an
100
NBA
102.
team were to join the tournament, what would be their odds to win it?
Oh, like minus 3,000.
Yeah.
They would dog walk all these teams, dude.
No, I'm saying the sorriest NBA team like the Pistons or
The Pistons would murder the. I mean, dude, if the Pistons played UConn, like a hypothetical line would be like the Pistons minus 30, dude. They would dog walk UConn, bro. Dude, UConn don't even got. They got maybe like 2 NBA players on their starting 5, dude.
That's true.
Against a team that's fully NBA players. Like, who the fuck on UConn is guarding LeBron, dude?
LeBron will play for the sorriest team in the league.
All right, so the Pistons. Who the fuck on UConn is guarding fucking Kate Cunningham?
Nobody.
Yeah, they don't have nobody to guard him, dude. It would be an absolutely fucking embarrassment. That's why when people are like, oh, like in college football a couple years ago, everyone's like, oh man, Georgia would beat, at the time Houston was the worst team. They would beat Houston. I'm like, dude, no the fuck they wouldn't. Like, are you fucking kidding me?
Houston was such trash that year, though.
It doesn't matter, dude. They're still pros, bro.
I know.
They would dog walk. They would have dog walked Georgia that year, dude.
I think the only college teams that had any shot at beating a professional team was Miami, maybe USC.
Yeah. Miami, yeah, but like, dude, the offense wouldn't have been able to hang, dude.
Yeah, I know. I was gonna say because Ken Dorsey was terrible.
Yeah, their defense definitely. That's the same thing with USC too. I mean, maybe if you were to supplant like Carson Palmer, the 03 team, and mix it with the 04 team, maybe. But I don't know. The offense is just like, because I mean, even USC had like basically their whole defense got drafted. So I mean, that's pretty solid defense. Same with Miami, but both teams like only had like 2 offensive linemen get drafted.
No, not the USC team.
The 04 team?
That whole O line got drafted.
Nah, I don't think they all got drafted.
I could run down. I'm gonna run it down to you right now. That whole O line got drafted. A couple of them with the first round.
No. Pull it up. They did not all get drafted.
That whole O line got drafted.
Nah. Pull it up. I know damn near the whole defense got drafted. To be honest, the USC's 07 defense was actually probably their best defense.